Jimmy Kimmel returning to late-night TV. If you blinked, you wouldn't even know he wasn't on a couple of days. Those stations owned by Nexstar and Sinclair are opting not to broadcast Kimmel's show. Kimmel said he wasn't trying to make fun of the shooting death of Charlie Kirk last week when he made comments. Wasn't trying to be funny, but he was trying to link Kirk's alleged killer to the MAGA movement of President Trump. Here's what he had to say about Trump himself.
The President of the United States made it very clear he wants to see me and the hundreds of people who work here fired from our jobs. Our leader celebrates Americans losing their livelihoods because he can't take a joke.
Join us now, Puck's Matt Belloni. It's been sort of 10 years of, since that escalator ride, kind of been 10 years of, I don't really know if I'd call them jokes because it's never really funny. They're just applause lines we usually get. But that's neither here nor there. What's Disney look like after this? Bruised and battered? I think for a while the right was happy with what they did. Now the right's going to be mad. The left's now going to be happy, but they already had the left watching, didn't they? Net, I don't know if anyone's happy about Disney.
Well, this is more than just about this show. I mean, I think that last night was a big win for Disney in the sense that it was well received. The media coverage, which had just absolutely been brutalizing Disney for the past week for the decision, I think that they won that night because Kimmel came across as emotional. He came across as, he didn't outright apologize for the comment, but he did clarify that he did not mean to link the shooter, alleged shooter, to the MAGA movement. And he was emotional about it. He cried a little bit. So I think that last night Disney can feel good about it. Now the question is what the fallout is going to be, because 66 stations, more than 20% of the country, was not able to watch that on linear TV last night. And these two station groups have said that they are going to continue to talk to Disney. So does this lead to some kind of a settlement or a path back for those stations? That's the big question.
What, doing everything he can to say that the shooter wasn't one of their own. How can he say that he wasn't trying to link the shooter?
Well, we disagree on this. If you actually look at what he said,
no, I can read it for you again.
He was talking about people trying to score political points by linking the shooter
by trying to link it to anything other than one of their own.
Yes.
That's only one way you can take that, Matt.
He was saying it was. Listen, I agree it's ambiguous, but there is a legitimate argument that he was making fun of the political
It depends on what
dumping.
The meaning of the word is. Depends on what the meaning of the word is. We'll have to disagree on it. So let's talk Nexstar and all of the different affiliates. They have some. I can tell you that they have some pre-existing problems with late night. A lot of affiliates, not just at ABC, but at CBS and NBC. They have heard from affiliates about their viewers not being served, some of them, in the center of the country. So right now, I think Democrats are going to investigate the proposed merger and how this all plays into whether there's coercion to get a deal done. And that's why they're not airing Kimmel right now, because they're trying to curry favor with the Trump administration. Who's going to win that? Can they argue that they've had a problem for years with late night?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they can make that argument, and Disney was aware of those arguments. I mean, Brendan Carr, the FCC chair, he is certainly saying that he's standing up for those station groups, and he wants them to be able to exert their power over this content by saying, and we don't want to air it. But that's kind of not the point. They have contracts with Disney, and they agree to air this stuff. And they can really only take it off the air for a certain amount of time before they have to go back to Disney and say, okay, this is a negotiation if we want to keep it off the air. So it really is about the relationship contractually between Disney and its affiliates. And if they want to complain, then bring it up in the negotiation.
Do you think that ratings, I mean, they're down, I think it's down 50% since the beginning of the year for Kimmel. Do those go up? And where they are right now, would he get renewed? Do you know when is he supposed to be renewed? January or May? Or we've heard.
He's got a year left, so probably at the end of this season. But first of all, the ratings issue, I don't think he's down 50% this year. He's down 50%
45.
over many years. But the thing is with Kimmel is that he does a lot of things for ABC. His show does very well on YouTube. It is overall a moneymaker for ABC. It is. I would argue that it is. I mean, they actually make.
Do you know that it is? Or, do you know is Colbert losing $50 million, or you would argue that's a moneymaker?
My reporting suggests that Colbert was losing tens of millions of dollars, but Colbert is a different situation. He does not have the same relationship with CBS that Kimmel has with ABC. His show does not do as well on digital platforms as Kimmel's does. So if you take all of that into consideration, plus you add in the carriage fees that they get from airing the content, the argument that Disney makes is that Kimmel overall is profitable for them and does bring value to them beyond just being an 11:35 host. And honestly, the proof's in the pudding. They keep renewing him. This is not a liberal agenda to keep Kimmel on the air. They keep renewing him because they find value in him being the host of that show.
It's down 43 to 45% in total viewership over since January. 43 to 45% since January this year.
Okay. Well, I'd love to see.
But so you would bet your life that it's profitable. You say it's profitable.
I'm not betting my life on a TV show, but I am saying that the messaging from Disney is that this show brings our network value. And honestly, I agree that the affiliates would have had a tougher argument if this was 15 years ago and these shows were generating 8 million viewers a night.
So
different
Matt,
situation now. But Matt, I'm betting if we see the numbers, Kimmel rates higher than Celebrity Family Feud reruns, which is what they were airing.
Hey, Matt, so here's the question. What do we know about the contracts that Disney has with the various affiliates? How long can they go without broadcasting certain things that are on the network? What would constitute a renegotiation? There are obviously rights that ABC has paid for, including the Super Bowl, which I imagine these affiliates will want to air I believe next year. Right. And so how does this work? Just walk us through the sort of business permutations of this. Take the politics out of it for a second.
Sure. I will say that I don't know the details of the exact contract. I only know what is typical in these situations. And what is typical is that these affiliates do have the right to opt out of certain content. But once they opt out for a certain amount of time, they have to go back to Disney, to the content provider, and have a conversation about what that means for both of their business, and it becomes a negotiation. So while not knowing the specifics, this cannot go on indefinitely without some kind of a negotiation between the two. They also have these deals coming up, and we don't know exactly when, but they have these affiliate arrangements come up, and then it becomes a negotiation. And the speculation is Disney will try to stick it to these affiliate groups because they're giving them a hard time. That'll be an interesting negotiation because the argument will be, well, this is not 15 years ago when these shows were rating like they were. This is an issue ratings-wise and business-wise as well as content-wise.
On that, with the negotiations with the affiliates, Brendan Carr has already weighed in on that, on some of the negotiations that ABC in particular was already doing with its affiliates. That was back in January or February, looking at some of the hardball tactics where affiliates could in some terms even lose money with this. So even if they come back to that, that could be something where the FCC has already laid down kind of where they see the ground for this.
Yeah, Brendan Carr has been clear that he wants these affiliates to be more aggressive. He sees them as ideologically aligned with the Trump administration and able to push back on these big media companies. But the tensions between Disney and the other content owners and their affiliates has been rising in recent years because of the economics of linear television. It's not just that these shows are lower rated, it's that everything is lower rated on linear television, and it's causing tensions with these affiliates who are not used to making this lower amount of money because of the audience. So it's
and in some cases,
already
no
very
money. I would just say, like, this is it's a much smaller pot to go around.
Absolutely. And when you have a much smaller pot, you're going to have testier negotiations. And then you throw in these ideological differences between these very conservative station owners and these content providers in New York and LA. That's where you get this conflict.